Welcome to My Off-Grid Adventures. I'm Frank and it's another beautiful day here in Michigan. Today I'm going to share with you a list of 7 accessories that I purchased for my RV in 2023 that I regret buying. I've already shared 2 related videos. The first one was a list of 12 upgrades to my RV that I'm happy to have made, which were under $50 each. And the second list was of 10 items that I purchased for the RV last year that were over $50. I'll have links to those 2 videos in the description if you haven't seen them yet. But today I'm also going to be honest in sharing with you that not everything I purchased last year worked out like I had hoped. Thankfully, most of the things I bought were great, but there were 7 things I wish I hadn't purchased. But I hope that you can learn from my mistakes and perhaps you can avoid buying these and could be steered towards something that's a better fit for your situation. We're going to go in ascending order today, starting with the cheapest of the 7 things and working our way up to the most expensive accessory. I want to give a qualifier before we start this list, and that is that some of these brands are fantastic and I like a lot of the products they make, so I'm not going to be bashing on a brand. And some of these brands have a lot of fans out there, and deservedly so. So I'm not trying to belittle any of these brands. I'll just explain why their product in this particular case didn't work for me. It might work for you, but I thought at least you should know some of the drawbacks that some of the users have had. I hope this list is helpful to you, and let's get started with the first item on the list, which is the lowest cost of them all. Since I returned most of these items, I don't have them with me to show you in person, so instead I'm going to do this screen recording and walk through the Amazon product detail pages to show you the items that I purchased. And just to validate so that you know I'm an honest YouTuber, you can see at the top here that it indicates that I did purchase each of these items. The first and cheapest of the 7 RV accessories that I wasn't satisfied with and returned was the Camco Camper RV Save a Step brace. This is supposed to go underneath the bottom step of your RV, and I just found that it wasn't stable. You would have to use 2 under each step for it to give you stability. If it was in the center, it would still shift left and right with your weight. So it required 2 for each step, which adds up in price when you consider you'd need to buy 4 for our RV since we have 2 doors. And it just didn't provide a secure support. I do understand how the flexibility of it being adjustable would help if you travel a lot, but we have ours in a stationary location. So it just worked better to put a couple of boards underneath the bottom step, a 4x4 and a 2x6. That was just the right height for our situation. So if you travel a lot, maybe these would work, but it will take time. You'll have to set up 2 for each step. Up to you. I do like Camco. A lot of the things that I bought from Camco in 2023 are on my list of favorite accessories and upgrades to the RV, like our door crossbars and a number of other things, but in this particular instance I wasn't satisfied with this item. All right, let's go to the second one, which might seem petty, but I just wanted to mention this because a lot of YouTubers recommended this, so apparently it works for some, but I was really disappointed paying $20 or $15 on sale for this double-sided tape. I saw a number of YouTubers using this and it seemed to work for them, but for me it didn't, and I tried it on a couple of surfaces, including a metal roof, which was very clean and seems like it was a solid surface for it to adhere to, and it didn't, not even for a day. And then also some light items I tried to secure down on the top of the roof of the RV, which also didn't stay for even a day. So for me this was a waste of money, and it was frustrating to work with. It was really hard to peel that red paper off of the top. So overall just didn't like this, but hey, if you've used it or if you know others that have used it and liked it, maybe there's a use case that's ideal, but for me this didn't work. I couldn't return this one, I just threw it away. This is another item that I discovered from a YouTube video specifically for RV use, where someone hung these on the rod in the closet on each side of the bed. And it did fit in there, but I found that it didn't fill the space enough. There was a lot of space behind them and a lot of space to the sides of it, so it just didn't work at all, and it seemed quite cheap and flimsy. It certainly wouldn't hold much weight. So I removed that rod and just built a simple plywood shelving system in there that works much better for me. But this was just something I quickly returned. It clearly wasn't of the quality that I expected it to be, so I sent that one back. All right, fourth on our list is this Beach Lane RV fridge fan. There are many YouTube videos about how to get your RV fridge to cool down faster and how to get it to circulate air more consistently throughout the refrigerator. And this was an item that I thought might work since it had 4.2 stars with 2,392 ratings, but it didn't seem to do anything. Very little air is moved by it, and it just didn't make a noticeable, measurable difference at all. So I used it too long to return it. I just threw this away after probably 6 months of use, and tried to find a different solution. I'm still trying to find a good solution for this. If you know of one that you've used that works better, would you please leave a note about that in the comments? All right, I mentioned this in a previous video, but I needed to list it here because this time I tried to go cheap, which I don't often do. I usually try to get a good quality product for something that is important as this, protecting your RV's electrical systems and all of the things within your RV that are connected to it. But I did go cheap on this and bought this Carmteck RV surge protector for $84. The good ones by Southwire are about twice that, but when you think of the value of your RV and all of the things connected to it, it's just not worth it to save $100. So I did return this before even using it, thanks to, again, to a lot of YouTubers that made it clear you need to get the good one by Southwire. So I did that, and I've had no problems with the Southwire one. Very happy with it, and I do feel safer having my RV connected to that. All right, the sixth item on our list is this EcoFlow Delta Mini. Now you can see there's no indication on the screen that I purchased this, and that's because I purchased it from Costco, not from Amazon. And the product detail page isn't up anymore on Costco because it's not a regular item that they stock, so I couldn't share the screen with you. But I purchased this and used it for about 6 months, and thankfully, since Costco has such a fantastic return policy, they took it back, no questions asked, when it broke. So after using it for 6 months, it just stopped working. It would just go off occasionally on its own, and that was a real problem. So I had to return that. It came with some solar panels as well, and I just returned everything and instead purchased the Anker Powerhouse 767, which is a much bigger unit, and it is much more suited for the way that we needed to use solar power on our property. I have a video on that as well, and I'll put a link to it in the description. Regret purchasing. I wish I would have done a little bit more research, because even before it broke, it really didn't have enough power to do a whole lot. And the thing I like most about the Anker system is it has that RV plug right in it, that 30 amp plug. So you can just plug it in and the entire RV can run off of it if you need to without the noise of a gas generator. So very happy with that, but not with this EcoFlow. Again, this is a brand that is popular and does a great job. I have a lot of great products. I think highly of them and their customer service. But for me, I just wish I would have done my research and bought what I ended up really needing instead of something that just was on sale at Costco at the time and I snatched it up too quickly. But that's the sixth item in 2023 that I regret purchasing. The seventh and last item, because it's the most expensive thing that I regret purchasing in 2023, is this Borne lithium-ion heated battery. All right, this is the one that I'm the most concerned about because there are a lot of big fans of Borne out there, and I think they deserve to have those fans. I do believe this is a great brand and they have great products. But for me, as a newbie to the electrical space, I just couldn't figure out how to install this. It required the installation of not just the Borne battery, but the installation of that heater and figuring out how to use it. And also it required a battery monitor, which is a separate item, and it required the installation of a shunt so that the battery monitor could connect to the battery. I purchased this from Amazon during Amazon Prime Day when it was on a really good sale back in October. And I then went to Borne directly to buy everything else that I needed, such as the shunt and the battery monitor and the charge converter. But then when I got everything out and I laid it in front of me and I started the project here in the RV, I just was too intimidated by it. I didn't know if I had the right parts. I didn't know if I had all of the parts that I needed to complete it. So after watching dozens of hours of video and trying to figure it out, I decided to just return everything. So I did return all of the items and was able to get my money back, and I'm grateful for that. And then I heard about Renogy's new Rego 400 amp hour 12 volt lithium battery. And when I heard that it eliminated the need to install those 3 extra things that I just mentioned, the heater because it's built in, the battery monitor because it's also built into the battery itself, and then the shunt because you only need that to connect the battery to the monitor. When I realized there'd be 3 less things to install, I was intrigued, and then it went on a Black Friday sale for a fantastic price, and I got a 8% coupon from a YouTuber. I have that coupon I can share with you. It's in the description, and I'll put the number up on the screen. But because of that, it was cheaper to buy the Rego system directly from Renogy than it was even on Amazon's Black Friday sale. And I installed that. I have a video about how I installed it, and I've been using that now for a while, and I love it. But I don't believe I could have done that installation with all of these parts. I just was too intimidated by it. I'm really thankful that Renogy came out with that simple product to install. I did still have to deal with a lot of electrical things. I still had to change the charge controller and do quite a bit of wiring within the RV, but still it was something I could tackle. I wasn't too intimidated to tackle it. But anyway, this is a great product. I know a lot of people are happy with it and other products by Borne, but for me, it didn't work for my situation. I just couldn't figure it out. If you enjoyed this video, would you please give it a thumbs up? That really helps my channel. And subscribe for more product reviews, RV content, off-grid content, and how-to videos. Thank you for watching.